Hey there, this is a quick video from Partner Support to highlight key features and functionality while using your tax program. We open up at the dashboard to show that you have 39 returns created in this particular program. You have 18 of them ready to e-file. If I had checks to print, they would be shown here. If I have any appointments today, they would show here. Over to the right, ready to pay, I have 2 customers. Just below, you have a message board. This message board scrolls important information from the IRS and notifications from your states. To the right, we have a rejected return summary with links to each of federal rejected lists, a link to the state rejected list and bank rejected list, and so on. Just below, we do have a daily return summary that shows how many returns your firm has created any particular day. To the right, we have an e-file summary that does show queued returns, transmitted returns, accepted, and rejected returns. Over to the left, if we click on the Clients button, it brings us to a list of our clients. From here, you can filter to view amended list, a paper file list of your returns, the returns you have completed, incompleted, unpaid invoices, and even paid invoices. Just below this filter, there is your search area. It is defaulted to search by Social Security number. You can select any of the different criteria to search by and key in the results of the social. If I choose to key in a letter in the search field, the criteria changes to primary or last name. If I put in a number, it will revert back to Social Security. Notice this button at the top that reads My Tax Office Clients. When I click on this My Tax Office Clients, it brings me to a list of my taxpayers that either have created a portal account, have been requested that they sign their returns electronically, or have downloaded and submitted documents via my mobile app. Notice the return stages. This is an area that I can filter by any of these stages that my admin has set up in the program. To edit a return, I simply just click on that return. Then I can go ahead and edit that particular return. Up at the top is where you would edit the stages for each of those returns by clicking the Edit button and then selecting whichever stage you want to place that return in. For example, I'm going to select Waiting for Document, Update Status for Juan Alvarez. Now, when I go to my stages, if I go Waiting for Document, you will see Juan Alvarez here. From the left, I'm going to click on the e-file button. This e-file button shows a queue where all my returns are at that are ready to be sent to the IRS. When you complete a return and add an invoice in this program, you're able to transmit the return immediately or send it to a queue. Many preparers prefer sending the return to a queue to transmit in batch at the end of the day. If I want to transmit all of my returns in this particular queue, I can just click the little box and then transmit all. If I want to select which ones I want to transmit, I can do so this way. I may also choose to remove them from the queue completely, and I can do that there. Notice at the right, their statuses. These statuses coordinate color with the buttons along the top. This tannish color means that the returns are unfiled. If I were to select one of these returns and click Transmit, they would move to the right to the queued filter. Notice in the queued filter, all of their statuses are in orange. After being queued for a few minutes, the program automatically changes the federal to blue and transmits them to the IRS. Once the IRS accepts the return, the states will be transmitted. If the IRS rejects the return, the status color changes to this brownish red color, and you know that the returns are rejected. At the top, notice you have the returns button that's showing returns only. The next will be your extensions. Again, you can see which are queued, accepted, rejected, as well as bank products. Same type of scenario. From the left, I'm going to select my scheduler. If you use scheduling, you can go ahead and book your appointments through the software. The first thing you need to do when you come into the scheduler is set up your hours of operation. Your work hours and the days you're open, Monday through Saturday or whatever the case may be. Important that you save and continue to save the hours that you've selected. If you're taking certain days off, you can go ahead and key in the dates, add a new day off, and you can keep adding days off. Remember to save and continue. If you have vacations, you can key in vacations, add another vacation, so on and so forth. This helps with having other preparers or other office assistants not schedule you when you're not in the office. Schedule view settings shows me that my default appointment is set to 45 minutes and the default scheduler times is every 60 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and click on Scheduler at the top and create an appointment for tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and pick the 14th. I'm going to be sure that I pick an hour that the office is open. I'm going to key in a Social Security for a new client. And let's say this is Tom Collins. And I'm going to put in tcollins@gmail.com. Key in his phone number. And let's say this is a tax estimate. And I can go ahead and make that appointment. As you can see, Tom Collins is now added to the 14th schedule. If I have a returning client or existing client, it's much easier to make an appointment. I can just select that particular client. Let's pick summer. I can pick the date. Let's pick the time, the same as Tom. And this is going to be for a tax consult. If I click New Appointment, the software will not let me book this person, this preparer, at the same time. I have the option of switching preparers, switching time, or switching the date of the appointment. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and pick Luis to be the preparer because I am busy, and click Make Appointment. So as you can see, the software does not let you double schedule any preparer. From the top, I can click on Reports. If I click on Reports, I can run reports today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. I'm going to go ahead and select tomorrow. You can also customize the date range and click Search for Appointments. It's going to show me all of tomorrow's appointments. I can go ahead and click Print Details. And I can print this out, print it to PDF, hand it off to an assistant, and maybe they can make a phone call to remind the taxpayers that they have an appointment tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and click on Letters here on the left. This program has a lot of canned letters that you can easily print or email to your customers. I'm going to show the pre-season letter. I'm going to use Kimberly Aikman. Over to the right, notice there's a printer icon that I can print the letter, and there's also a little envelope that I can email the letter to her. I'm going to go ahead and click print so you can see on screen what my letter looks like. In the upper left, it defaults to firm information. At the right, I did upload a logo to the program, and then you have your letter. This letter can be edited, and it is signed by the preparer. If you click the green top button here where it says Client Organizer, you can print a blank organizer, and you can use it as an intake, part of your intake package when a new customer or an existing customer walks in the door. If I have existing or prior year clients, I can go ahead and select one of those clients and show you what the organizer looks like. In this case, it has the taxpayer's information, dependent information, where they can go ahead and update any information for the current year. Next, I'm going to show you mailing labels. I'm going to show you particularly the client address labels. You can print 60 per page or 30 per page, depending on your labels. If I select to print all of them, and perhaps I have a sheet of label paper that's half used, I can deselect where there are no labels and start printing 4th row down middle label. I'm going to go ahead and click on the settings button at the top. This is where you can come to edit any canned letter. I'm going to go ahead and click on the first edit button here. And let's say I don't use the client organizer and I don't want that to be part of the letter I'm going to send out. I can simply delete that and then save the letter. My letter has now been customized to what my needs are. If I don't like how it came out and I need to restore an original, we got you covered. Just click Restore to Original, click the OK button, and resave the letter. If you feel creative, feel free to go in to create new custom letters, and you can customize your own letters. I'm going to go ahead and click back to the dashboard here. Thank you for your time. If you need additional assistance, please dial partner support at 888-217-3043, and thank you for watching.